I'm David Greenfield, Director of Content at Automation World, and thanks for joining me for this Take 5 episode where I'll be explaining why remote access technology is so popular in the process industries. Now, I should begin by noting that we first noticed the popularity of remote access in the processing industries as compared to the discrete manufacturing industries while conducting research into technology spending trends for 2021. Now, two articles that we've published so far from this research look at trends for the discrete and batch manufacturing industries, and you can access both of them via the link shown here. The report on our findings for the continuous process industries will be featured in our August 2021 issue. Now, I should also note here that PMMI has created a report on the adoption of remote access technologies among CPG manufacturers and the OEMs that serve this market, and that research can be accessed at this URL. So while we were reviewing the results from the Automation World research, we noticed that remote access technologies ranked among the top 5 for expected spending in the continuous processing industries, but it didn't rank that highly for discrete manufacturers. So considering that a number of the same technologies ranked in the top 5 across all verticals, for example, data acquisition and analytics, cybersecurity software, and IoT platform software, we were curious as to why remote access would rank so highly among continuous processors compared to the discrete manufacturing industries. And Josh Eastburn, the Director of Technical Marketing at Opto22, suggests the reason for this is largely due to continuous processing operations often being in hazardous, restricted, or remote areas. And Jesse Hill, Process Industry Manager at Beckhoff Automation, said, in upstream and midstream oil and gas applications, the control systems are often in remote locations that are difficult to access. And this can also be the case in downstream oil and gas and other large processing plants. So even though the location of the assets may be within the confines of the plant itself, the system that needs monitoring and access may be hundreds of meters or even miles away. Michael Reese, the Vice President and Chief Marketing Officer at Seek, pointed out that production assets in continuous processing tend to lend themselves to constant monitoring more so than in discrete industries. And he explained that time series data, which is the basis for monitoring, is often limited to short bursts, such as a weld, a dip tank, or a seal in discrete manufacturing, because operations there are more about assembly rather than long-running processes. Now, this scenario changes, of course, when a discrete manufacturer puts sensors on a device. At that point, telemetry from the sensors is 100% time series data. Now, despite the differences in remote monitoring use between discrete manufacturers and continuous processors, discrete manufacturing plants still have a need for remote access and monitoring, of course. And Aaron Cruz, the Director of Modernization Solutions and Consulting at Emerson, said, the increased use of remote access in discrete manufacturing was a trend that they saw rapidly increase when the global pandemic limited the number of people that could be in a facility at any given time. He added that because discrete manufacturing industries are more likely to be located close to population centers, having expert personnel arrive on site is often less complicated and costly than in continuous processing. And there are specific business trends influencing the increased use of remote monitoring too. For example, many companies are reevaluating who should handle their asset monitoring. And to show how this is playing out, Reese cited a supplier of turbines and steam traps that offers a monitoring systems to its customers. He also noted a process industry customer that has an internal remote monitoring and best practices center for monitoring assets on behalf of all the company's plants. And Kevin Finnan, an industry consultant at Yokogawa, also noted this trend by saying, among Yokogawa's customers, those most rapidly deploying remote access were those who had already been working on integrated operations or remote operations centers. These customers operate many facilities and are consolidating their subject matter expertise, maintenance support, and other disciplines in key remote locations. So I hope you enjoyed this Take 5 with Automation World, and remember to keep watching this space for new episodes each week to help keep you on top of what's happening in the world of industrial automation.